here's the deal. The skinny on AI is absolutely that it's here to stay. It's being more and more used by the common, businessman, by everything in sales, for all the things that come into AI. And as your AI powered real estate agent, I am absolutely leaning in and using this to better serve you, not replace me. I'm going to tell you every way that I'm using it right now. Super excited whether you're, in the market to buy or sell. As a real estate agent, I want to bring this to you because it's an absolutely incredible time saver, and time is our most valuable asset, followed pretty closely by those real estate ownership options. But we're going to dive right in. If you don't know, I'm Jeremy Kane with eXp Realty, and we're going to talk about all the ways that I'm using AI right now. And this isn't, anything to scare you or do anything like that, but I want you to know the power of AI and what it is doing for my time to pour back into my business, my people, and we're going to get right into it. So first and foremost, here's the deal. Real estate agents, we get a lot of emails, we do a lot of things. We have title commitments, we have HOA documents, we have zoning regulations and all the things. And the truth is, before, as an agent, we would look into things as we go, kind of dive into them, find, that one sentence in, your HOA covenants that you're concerned about, whether it's your dogs or gardening or whatever. There's a new technology, maybe not new, but new to me, that I'm using called Notebook LM. And this allows me to pour in all of these documents. I pull in these PDF documents and it allows me to ask it questions. It will create a podcast for me based on the entire document. If you want a real snoozer, definitely upload all your HOA documents and listen to a 30-minute podcast based on it. But it's really cool how it works. But as a tool, I'm able to pour this in to my business. And I was at an open house, a couple weeks ago, right? Somebody came in and she said she was into gardening. She wanted to know. I grabbed the HOA documents. I put them in a Notebook LM. I said, hey, can you tell me all of the instances where gardening is mentioned in these HOA covenants and these documents? By the time she came down from touring upstairs, I had them all in front of her and said, this is kind of what the overall idea of the HOA documents as it relates to gardening, right? Something that would have taken me hours to do, I was able to have it go in Notebook LM, have it scan just that document, because ChatGPT and Gemini and all the others oftentimes will, scour the internet or start reasoning and doing some things. No, I just needed the information from that document. So whether it's zoning covenants, a lot of short-term rental rules, rental regulations, whatever that is, we can take those big, long, legal, documents and we can ask it questions and we can get that information right away. So we're not wasting a ton of time, right? Had this property been the one for this client and she had to wait to go under contract to understand what the gardening regulations were, and maybe they didn't align with what she had going on, then she would have had to terminate the contract. We have earnest money, we have all kinds of things, maybe money spent on inspections by the time you're reviewing HOA documents. So Notebook LM is an absolute game changer. Full disclosure, in my personal life, I used it to, I uploaded the Blue Book for this year's election. So all those judges that you have no idea who they are, what they're doing, well, I actually had Notebook LM, and I was able to get a little bit of background on these judges based on what was in the Blue Book. And so pretty cool alternate uses. And that's the thing, right? If we are still Googling things, right? ChatGPT is 100% a massive resource that you need to look into, even the free version, because Googling is dead, unfortunately. So that's the first way, right? Next is to do deep research, right? I'm doing deep research on hyperlocal markets. Yes, it's pretty, evident. We get the DMAR stats, we get statistics, days on market, all the things, but that's a massive area. And really, to pare down the information by zip code and so on, you can now use some of these deep research functions to pull that data, right? And so now I can pull that data in a matter of moments. I don't have to go to a market update. I don't have to, watch a bunch of videos and kind of pull it together. I can have the AI do that research and put it together, and then I can decipher that information to you as the client in a hyperlocal way, in a more bigger way, as far as a certain city or town or state. And I can take that information and I can use AI to create presentations. Last week, my Why Invest Wednesday actually was created by an AI presentation generator called Gamma AI. And so it gives me the ability. Here's the truth, guys. You know that I'm not a massive graphic designer. I create a lot of educational content for you, so you know what's going on with the market, and I'm able to use that. So when you're starting to kind of talk about this, then we move it over, right? We talk about, AI being a pit crew, right? And I'm running the race, and I don't need to slow down because I have this pit crew that I can help pull these things, the hours of research that could have gone into that. Then I can couple it with my, boots on the ground piece, and here we are, right? Giving you direct information, communicating directly with you as my clients, as my friends, as the people that listen to these lives and podcasts and all the things. And so I've helped people, absolutely just like you, start to make decisions about their financial future based on market research. And now that AI can do that and it can pair it up into a really nice presentation, you guys think it's cool. I think it's cool. I look better because I look a little more organized and a little more graphic friendly, and here we go, right? And so that's really the point of all of this, is getting that time back, because I want to help as many people just like you, or maybe you, if you're watching this, buy and sell real estate, grow wealth through real estate. And now that I have these tools at my disposal to help you grow that and help you build that, that is what AI looks like. We haven't even gone into how, marketing properties and how that's looking, and using AI to, go through a listing and be like, hey, what do we need to do next? What's happening, in this area that we can highlight on social media to help, kind of pull in the whole lifestyle. And that's ultimately the goal, is to use AI to help understand what the public at large is looking for, right? So if I can upload your entire listing into an AI and say, okay, these are the things we've done. This is kind of the traffic we've had. How do we increase it? Where should we, go next? And it can give me a couple ideas. Then we can continue to market that property at the very highest level and go from there, right? If we have a photo of a property that, maybe isn't staged, and we can plug it into ChatGPT, I'm working on this right now, working on the virtual staging aspect to get those pictures in tip-top shape for a much better price than having something, sit on the market 30, 60, 90 days where that staging cost, elevates and those kind of things. So there's a lot of opportunity here. And I think if the agents that you're talking to are like, oh no, AI, belly to belly, like that's the truth. But if you're not utilizing AI as an agent to save your time and better serve your clients, then you're missing the boat. And so that's how I am using it, to pull back my time on these tedious, I used to spend hours on Canva doing things, graphic design, whatever. I have an assistant, whatever. We can kind of go down that rabbit hole. But now I'm able to get things quicker, and I'm able to, present things in a little bit better light in my voice, because I'm using AI to create the content and to create almost like a, counterpart that I can bounce ideas off of. I can say, hey, this is everything we've done. What am I missing as far as marketing? What's the next step? We've been on the market for 30 days. Let's talk about getting really creative with marketing. I'm pretty creative. AI is more creative, so I'm able to better serve. Then I can go create that content. I can go create that marketing piece, and I'm better serving you as the client, because truthfully, then I am truly having more time belly to belly with you and giving you that personalized service that everyone deserves. And so if we are hesitant to use AI because it's going to replace agents and all the things, the truth is that it is giving me way more time to be myself and provide that value. And that's why I'm an AI powered agent. And we'll talk about it, and we can talk about the different uses. There's many more than I've covered right here on this video. But if I can do more things at a higher level, have more research, have more statistics, and serve you at the highest level, that is my ultimate goal as an agent, right? If my goal is to have impact on as many people as possible when I'm out there studying hyper-local real estate markets, right? I guess the agent in your neighborhood who knows the market best is maybe a little bit behind the AI trend, right? Then I can have that information, I can make those decisions, I can advise you at a much higher level because I have the data and I've had it in a much quicker, much more concise manner that we can then deliver to you as the client. So AI is my friend. It's saving me time. It's doing a ton of things for me and my business. And I just wanted to be fully transparent as to how I'm using it. It's not going to replace me. Don't worry. I'm not going to have my AI robot call you and, go into all the things. I'm using AI at a high level to help you understand that, everything that we need to understand. The research is there. The internet is a thing, I guess. So we're going to scrape the internet and have all the perfect data so that we can serve you. As a buyer, we're going to have data on the property. We're going to look at it. We're going to run the reports. We're going to do our research, our due diligence to make sure that you can make the best bet on that home. You can make that best offer as you go that makes sense to you, that makes sense to all your lending needs and all of that. But we can use this to certainly dive in, right? Tough negotiations on the other side. We can, scrape personality profiles and tailor our negotiation strategy to the agent on the other side or to the appraiser maybe came in with a different value than we kind of came up with together. So there's a much different world when you're able to utilize AI and then take it on the human side with that heart and dive in to better serve clients and to give that next level experience. So the truth is, if you ask your agent and they're saying, oh, I'm not using AI or I'm using it to write listing descriptions, they probably are spending a lot of time or having somebody that's not quite as proficient as the AIs that are available to get that information. They come to you, they show up with their smiling face and they're ready to go. But if we have AI and we use it as a tool, it's absolutely going to change the game for you and your experience when you're working with me, Jeremy Kane, eXp Realty. And I hope that this, segment helps you understand that it's all about getting more time, more belly to belly, more service, more tools in my tool belt to make sure that we sell your house quicker, that we help you get under contract quicker, we help you get your wealth journey on to the next phase. That's ultimately my goal as an agent. If you're selling a house, we want to get that home sold for the top dollar and get you to the next phase, get you to the next building block. Or if you're looking to get into your first home, let's get you into the first home. Let's start capturing that wealth. Let's start paying down that principal. And as we grow, you can start to see that AI is a tool that you absolutely need in your real estate agent's pocket, because you don't have to know all the things. You don't have to know all of the apps and all the things that we use, but you do have to know that information so that you can make the best decision for you, your wealth journey, and your family ultimately. So hope you guys have a great night. Thanks for staying up late with me. And absolutely like, comment, subscribe, and understand that I'm using AI to help people like you transform their wealth journeys through real estate every single day. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.